Hey, how's it going, everyone? We're back for another episode of The Final Whistle. Sorry, I've been gone for a couple of days, but we're going to start with the MLS is back. I'm going to kick it off with talking about the Houston Dynamo versus San Jose Earthquakes game. Very interesting game. I mean, if you would have told me this game is going to be defensive from the start, I would have called you delusional. I would have said you're off your rocker because this game was the farthest thing from defensive you would have seen. This is one game I wouldn't have thought it was going to be this defensive or this attacking. My bad, but it was an absolutely amazing game to kick off the MLS. You couldn't have put a better game to start off the MLS than this. Yes, it was only 2-1, but you saw unbelievable football here. It was back and forth, back and forth. It was like a basketball game. I tell people in the Premier League, if you're gonna watch the game, if you want to get someone new to start watching soccer, give them leads. Apparently, if you want to show them something watching soccer, you show them the first game of the MLS because Houston Dynamo and San Jose Earthquakes opened up the season with a bang. Everyone's been telling me and predicting that Houston Dynamo are going to be 9 or 9, 10, 11, 12 in their division. I just don't understand how they're going to be that low in the Western Conference after we. Yeah, you could have said that before, but you look at this performances: 17 shots, 16 shots on goal. They ran this game. Yes, San Jose had 60% possession. Yes, they have a bit better of a team, and uh, this was all Houston's game. I watched every minute of this game. Yes, you can say San Jose had their moments. Yes, they held possession because Houston really didn't need to hold possession. They were unbelievable. First half, especially. You look at the first half from Houston Dynamo, relentless. They lost whenever they lost a ball. Houston, beautiful. It reminded me of N'Golo Kante. Right when they lost the ball, they were on it. They were moving. They were pressing in numbers. They had two or three guys moving. They were pressing straight away, and they'd win the ball back straight away after they lose it. And Houston was just on the ball no matter what. I heard the commentary saying, I was thinking it the whole time too. Every second ball is Houston's. It like first 15 20 minutes, Houston was winning every second ball. It wasn't going to a single San Jose player. And it was killing San Jose. They were getting tired. They were getting exhausted. You could see it throughout the first 20 minutes, 25, 30 minutes. And especially in your first game back in the MLS, you're going to want to slow it down, keep the pace low. You could rush it like Houston did. And obviously, Houston was playing some murder ball or something to get their fitness up because they looked unbelievable fitness wise. Early in that first half, my God, they were running all over the place. They were pressing San Jose. They looked very good. And I applaud them for that because they deserve this win. Yes, it was 2-1, yeah, but I do think they should have won by quite a bit more goals. Maximiliano Urruti, he's a fantastic striker. I think he's going to be a great player for them. And it was a great turn from Rodriguez for the first goal. He just turned his defenseman, just a nice little shimmy. And I don't know what the goalie was doing for San Jose, really. He dropped to his knees. And as a keeper, you're really supposed to make yourself big. And he just got low, and I don't know why he did because it left the whole right side of the gap open. Rodriguez had a simple, easy finish from Memo Rodriguez. My bad. But yeah, it was a fantastic performance from Houston Dynamo. And I just don't understand. Maybe, yes, you could say before the season started, they're going to be that low. But you look at this team, you look at the additions they made, they're not going to be that low. I mean, the football they played today, yes, they didn't have possession, but they didn't really need it. The amount they were pressing, the amount they had to counter, the pace they had was unbelievable. And the midfield, you don't have a tremendous midfield like you do with your Seattle, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, and your LA's and your Miami's. But this Houston team was relentless. They just kept pressing, they kept going, they didn't give up. They were first to the second balls, like I said, and they wanted it more. I could tell straight away in the first 20 minutes. You can see who wants it more in that early part of the game, and Houston really wanted this game, and I could see it. And it was a joy to watch. I was at work watching this game. That's how much I want to work for you guys. I love this channel. I love this sport, and I was watching this MLS game while I was at work, and the amount the commentators were loving how Houston was playing and the amount Houston was on the ball, they were pressing. Oh, it was just enjoyable to watch. Yeah, I can go on about pressing all the time because I love it. And as a defender myself, but people who predicted this Houston team to finish so low, I think you're out to lunch. I think they're going to be a bit higher than you predicted. Yes, they're not going to go all the way or march on into the playoffs, but they're not going to finish as low as 10th or 11th. I think you're out to lunch if you got that. You're off your rocker. But I'm going to move quickly on to the Seattle Sounders versus Minnesota game. A lot of people have Minnesota finishing like second, third, fourth, first, even up there in your first to fourth position in the West. And you have some people have Seattle anywhere from third to fifth or sixth. I'm seeing, and Yes, Minnesota's made some great additions. You brought in Will Trapp from Miami, who played there. He's got lot of MLS experience. He's a great player. I didn't see this game as much as I saw the last game because I was on my way home, but I still thought it was a brilliant game. I caught most of the highlights. I thought it was a very well played game. Minnesota absolutely went all over Seattle in this first half. I noticed. Yes, Seattle had that penalty which was saved by Minnesota. St. Clair made a beautiful save there on Rui Diaz, Rui Diaz put some amazing power on it. I think it was unlucky to call that a handball against Will Trapp. It's kind of a gray area in football these days with the handball. But yeah, it was a great performance from Minnesota in the first half. I think they could have been up 2-0 really. If you look at the first half, they struck the post very hard. That was anyone's call. If that was anywhere left, I think it was in. Stephen Fry was struggling to get there, I think. And he had some other chances there for Minnesota, and they couldn't punch him away, which was unfortunate because they should have been up 2-1. It could have been, if that penalty went in at 2-1, or you could have just, like you said, this penalty was saved. It could have been 2-0 going into the second half. And it was a great performance from Minnesota. I don't have Minnesota finishing as high as most people do. I I don't agree with most people's MLS predictions so far. I'm gonna make my own. I'm gonna post a video of each conference and have my own predictions. That'll be in the next 2 3 days, and then I just don't understand how they're so high up. But I want to move to Seattle. I think Seattle should be where people are talking about Minnesota. Look at this quality from Seattle. You have Rui Diaz and Bruin up top. I think this is a perfect combination. You have Rui Diaz's pace, his explosive power, his unbelievable finishing, and you have Bruin's size, his physical nature, and he can still get in behind. He can hold up the ball. We saw a beautiful pass from him to Rui Diaz, which set up I think it was the second goal after Paulo's goal. And yeah, I just think it's a beautiful front two. And the addition of Freddie Montero this summer, I don't know how Vancouver screwed up another transfer again and let go of Freddie Montero, would have been their second best striker or their best striker to play alongside Cavallini. I'll talk about them in another video, but to have Freddie Montero off the bench to replace Bruin or Rui Diaz and for rotation, that's unbelievable. And then look at the midfield, Christian Roldan. He does everything. He's a jack of all trades. He's been there, done that. He's been here for many years in Seattle. We saw a beautiful clearance off the line, and I love how you saw him anticipate. He looked back, he saw the danger coming in, and he just straight V-lined it, straight for the goal line, and he just cleared it out. He knew it was coming, knew the danger. That's just an experienced player right there, and that's what you need in a team like Seattle. And you have João Paulo. What a absolute goal. This could be the goal of the year in the MLS, and we're not... This is the first day of the MLS, second game. It was the fourth goal of the MLS second game. What a goal. Comes out to him on the edge of the box, about 25, 30 yards. Takes a touch. Chest it. Unbelievable skill. What a volley. You're not going to see much better this season. And that, I mean, it could go down as goal of the season, but I hope we don't see the first goal or the Seattle second goal and the goal of the year on the first day of MLS. It'd be kind of a joke. But you still look at the back of the line. You have unbelievable talent back there. Especially when you're playing a five in the back for Seattle, and you got the talent up there. They're still creating chances for their front five, front four, and they played well. They played fantastic. And like I said, you bring off Freddie Montero off the bench. There's lots of shots either way. 17 shots both ways, 19 shots on goal for Seattle. These are both fantastic teams. They both had a lot of possession. Either way, they both had the same amount of shots. Seattle just obviously more clinical. They have better players up front, I think. You got Freddie Montero, Will Bruin, and Rui Diaz. Can't go wrong with those three. You got some across seas experience in Freddie Montero and some unbelievable MLS experience there in Bruin and Rui Diaz. And you don't get much better in the MLS. I think this was a tremendous way to start off the MLS. You had a action-packed day. Who would have thought a Houston Dynamo and San Jose game would have had that much pressing, that much action, that many chances? Which a lot of people, like I said, are predicting those two teams to be absolutely garbage. But if we're seeing Houston do that every game, game in and game out, they're going to be like the Leeds United of the MLS. And I can't wait to see what they can do. And then we saw two teams who were predicted to be top four in the Western Conference or challenging even for the title. And Seattle absolutely embarrassed Minnesota in the second half, and it was very interesting to see. And as a Canadian and a West Coast guy myself, I love to see Seattle absolutely crapping on Minnesota, and I did not have Minnesota going up too high, and I hope Seattle can do as good as I think they will, and I'm glad to be back, guys. It's been a couple days missed. I'm very sorry. I'm glad to be back. I hope everyone loves this video. I'm going to come out with some more MLS content tomorrow. We got lots of games to react to tomorrow, and I'll be watching them all and be putting out more videos for you, and I can't wait to see what you guys say. Drop your comments below, and I'd love to see what you guys have to say. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another great video. Bye, everyone.